The financial transition from teenager to adult is littered with many temptations and traps. For many, it's like bushwalking without a compass or without a path to go. It's easy to get lost. Building a secure financial future requires a series of small steps in the right direction over a long period of time. When you are young, you have time on your side, and it's worth using that time to your advantage. Unfortunately, most people don't. If you make a financial mistake at 18, the financial consequences will be very different than if you make the same mistake as you approach retirement. When you are young, consider taking sensible financial risks, such as buying assets that go up in value, and using this time to your advantage. A budget. The key to financial security is to spend less than you earn or receive. This means setting a budget. Budgeting involves assessing your income, then looking at what your expenses are, and with some planning, hopefully there'll be a surplus. The earlier we learn these habits, the easier you'll find it to control your spending and to build an asset base. The car. One of the first big decisions young adults make is to buy a car. And as a starting point, it's worth remembering that cars go down in value over time. So the more you spend, the more you will lose over time. When buying a car, you need to consider carefully how much you can afford, what type of car, how you'll buy it, whether it's through a dealer or privately. But remember, get the car inspected and do your research. Borrowing money. To get started, most of us borrow money at some stage in our lives. The secret is to, where possible, borrow for items that go up in value, so that you are using the borrowed money to your advantage. And the younger you are, the more you can afford to borrow, as you have more time in which to repay the loan. But you need to consider the interest rate, as the higher the interest rate, the more you'll need to repay. For example, some credit cards charge interest rates as high as 28%. If you sign anything, remember, all contracts are enforceable. Having an action brought against you for breach of contract could be very costly and could set you back financially for many years. If most of us were able to wind back the clock and relive our youth, we'd all aim to buy appreciating assets. What's expensive today will look cheap in the future. Reduce the amount we borrow for depreciating assets. Invest in a skill or qualification, as that's a safety net that you can use throughout your life. And take calculated risks, as fortune favours the brave. The older we get, the more conservative we become, and the less time we have to recover from any setbacks. Good luck.